audio Asylum. Welcome to the world's most pointless podcast. I'm still your host, Joe, and today I'm super excited for this conversation. I'm joined by my Instagram buddy Jessica, and
Hello.
a weird question because I have a foggy memory. Did we meet at a horror con, or did we just meet through Instagram because of mutual interest?
We met through Instagram. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think it was I liked your I think it was your interview with David Howard Thornton for Terrifier, and
yeah.
I commented something on it, and I followed like you and your other one, and we've been talking ever since. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been awesome. So for those of you listening, people in the horror community just get along for sure. like
Yes. It's it's easy. It's so easy because everybody in the horror community is just the best.
I feel like there's a stigma that we're not friendly people. Just like metalheads, I feel like people look at metalheads and
Yeah.
they're not nice, but horror people are nice.
Yeah. And it's weird because people are like, I'm always scared to approach you because I know you're into this and that, and you look kind of scary. I'm like, well, that comes with the fandom, I guess. But once
Yeah.
people get to know you, they know that you're an absolute sweetheart.
Yeah, I got a lot of that in middle school. Middle school was always rough because so I live in the Bronx and I was like the
Oh,
only, yeah. And I was the only kid in my school that listened to Slipknot and wore Freddy Krueger shirts and stuff like that. And people are like, "What are
and
you
they thought you were
doing?"
a devil worshiper. Yeah.
Yeah, I think people thought I was a murderer for some reason. Have you always been into the horror and stuff since an early age?
I have, yes. And it's all my dad's fault. Uh, he thought showing his kids movies like Jaws, The Exorcist, and Halloween, because I think I was 5 and my brother was 7. When we would watch it, we would get scared and we would cling to him, and he'd feel like he was being a protective father by comforting us. And
Hmm.
also, he thought our reactions were hilarious. He loved scaring us because he loved just how scared we would get. It I don't know why. He definitely questioned his fatherly skills at one point. Yeah.
I have
But
that
then
with my
again, I would
grandmother.
always cool grandmother. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a grandma's
Um,
boy.
you are.
Yeah,
That's
big time.
good. It's best to be, I guess. Would your grandmother let you watch Halloween and then excuse themselves to go to the bathroom, but actually go to the kitchen, get a butcher knife, go out the back door, come to the front of the house, and tap that knife on the window? Because that's what my
No,
dad did.
that's wild. I'd be scared shitless if my grandma did that.
I remember I scream and I'm freaking out, and he's always like, "Gotcha," and I'm like, just tears are going down. But
No.
it's his. Look what he did now. Look, he made me the way I am now. And he's constantly questioning, why are you going to these conventions so much? Why do you watch so many horror movies? I'm like, Dad, it's your fault.
Yeah, for real. But what was the first horror movie you remember watching? Was there something specific that you were like, "Oh man, I love this now"?
It wasn't. It's either between Jaws or Halloween. I
Nice.
can't remember which one came first. I do consider Jaws to be a horror movie, and it's one of the best in the world, and nothing really holds up to it. To
I
this
agree.
day, I hear that music and I get chills like dun dun, and I'm like, I could be on land in the middle of the day, nowhere near water, and I get scared and I'm looking around like a shark's gonna jump out and get me from anywhere. But it wasn't really I love this so much. It was more like I was addicted to feeling that fear, and I didn't really. For me, I was thinking, okay, the grown-ups watch these movies. I want to be like the grown-ups, so I'll watch them too. And my dad would let me. He was like, okay, if you think you can handle it, come watch it. He didn't care what it was, anything really. But it wasn't until middle school where I was like, I enjoy these movies, bring me comfort. I enjoy
Nice.
watching them so much. It's even though they scare the ever living out of me, I'm like, I want them just because I'm having a bad day, I'll go home and watch Halloween. I'll watch The Crow. I The only one that does not bring me comfort is The Exorcist. I think
Yeah, no, that's
that
terrifying.
that still unsettles me to the point where I'm staying awake, looking around my room, like, is that something over there? Is that gonna come get me? I don't know. But yeah, from like middle school up until now, it's just been mainly just watching movies, and it wasn't until recently that I started going to conventions. So
No,
yeah,
yeah, me too. I've my friend makes like ceramic figures. My friend Lauren, and
yeah.
yeah, they're really cool. She makes a lot of horror characters. So she started going to conventions to sell. And one day she was like, "Just come with me and like bring podcast stickers." And like I think that was like 2 years ago now, and now I'm like addicted to it.
it's it's a healthy addiction. I think.
Yeah.
I think it was 2 years ago that I started doing it. I started going to conventions in general because this company I was working for, they did the merch for this local convention called Pensacon. It's a convention in Pensacola, Florida. That's where I was working at the time. And we did the merch. So we got to go in for free and we had our booth set up. And I just remember looking around like, these are my people. This is
Yeah.
amazing. A year later, I started cosplaying and have not looked back since. It's the best feeling. I chase that high.
It is a high, like just being around a bunch of people that have the same interest as you, because you get to talk like not just like the actors and actresses that are there, but the fans. And I think that like it's like a family, like a big fucked up family.
It is. Yeah. It's like you can turn to anybody and just start talking to them. And normally in that kind of environment, in talking to people in public or being in a large group would unsettle me. And I would like, no, I'm not going to that. Not going to happen. No, there's people there. Hell no, it's not going to happen.
Same.
But this is, I can, like I said, I can turn to anybody and just start talking to them about our interests because we're all there for the same thing. Yeah.
I see the Joker thing in the back. I appreciate that. I have some Joker stuff.
Yes.
Big
I got that at my
Batman.
last con. I am a
Nice.
huge Batman fan.
Same.
Yes. Hmm.
The Kevin
I think
Conroy
I think the
passing.
Joker. Oh my God,
Yeah.
that destroyed me.
Same.
I'm not a. I had the opportunity to meet him too,
Me too.
but um, I think it was in 2019. But I ended up meeting Edward Furlong instead, and I remember thinking, I'll meet Kevin Conroy later on. I'll meet him at a different con. But that was the last time he went to that convention, and the only ever opportunity that I had to meet him. Sadly, yeah, He's my favorite Batman.
Me too. I think
Yeah,
that he's the Batman of like everybody's childhood.
yeah. Like people don't count the cartoons, I guess, which is ridiculous. Like they said, who's your favorite Joker? A lot of people don't say Mark Hamill, but in my
Yeah,
opinion, he is the best Joker.
million
Yeah.
percent. I think
Hmm.
David from Terrifier. I think he should play the Joker. I've been saying that for a while now.
Yes, he should. I had no idea he played the Joker in the web series until I heard it on a podcast, and I was like, no freaking way. I looked it up, and they're all, that's insane. He's
Yeah,
got the voice down pat and everything.
yeah.
Yeah, he needs to play. Fans need to get together, write, produce some kind of show again, and he needs to be the Joker. Hmm.
Well, we should start like some kind of online petition, like all of us,
Yeah, give us the Joker we deserve, for God's sake.
for real. So one of the things I wanted to talk to you about, because while we were talking, I saw it in your profile, and I was like, yeah, I bet there's amazing stories about this. Like you were a scare actress. Uh, how did that job opportunity come about, and like what was the experience doing that? And like I'm assuming it was in haunted houses, right?
Yes. Or haunted houses, haunted corn mazes, and
Oh shit.
just kind of walking around a downtown area dressed up in my spooky garb and scaring tourists and whatnot. um, Yeah, it was a coworker actually heard on the radio that they were hiring scare actors for this theme park, amusement park that had been around for like 4 years, and I think this was the second year they were doing something for Halloween. So, and she knew me and knew I would jump to that. I would pay them to let me be a scare actor, pretty much, instead of them paying me. But so she came. She told me she like, you heard of this place, which I had not. Um, so she's like, just give it a try. I looked it up online. I sent an application, and about an hour, I just did it mainly to like I'll just do it. I'm probably not going to get any response from them and whatnot, but just for the hell of it, let's see where it goes. I didn't really take any chances back then because I'm very shy. I have anxiety, so I was like, hell no, I'm not going to get that. I'm not going to. It sounds like fun. It's probably not going to happen though. Me holding myself back, but uh, got an email back saying they want me to come in for an audition. And at this point, I'm like, how do you audition to be a scare actor? I I had no clue. I was Googling stuff and yeah, I had no idea what I was doing. And I'm like, okay, I'll go, I'll try, but probably not gonna get it. And I remember watching so many horror movies to get just ideas of what I should do. And like it was basically yeah, like I need an excuse to watch horror movies. But the day came, people were there. I see all these just so many people there to audition. I remember thinking, okay, they're gonna get it. I'm not, but we're still gonna have fun doing it. And I remember it came time, my spot was open, and they gave me just like a little piece of paper of what they wanted me to do, and it said, "You're a witch who is trying to capture children and kill them or something." But it's pretty much me. Hocus Pocus immediately came into my head, like, okay, I can play with that, but I also played on it as in I am definitely going to kill you,
Yeah.
which they like. This is an amusement park. What am I doing? They want family oriented stuff. I'm like, nope, nope, nope. So I pretended I had a knife. I was just sharpening it on something, and I was kind of humming the "Come Little Children, I'll Take Thee Away."
Oh shit.
And there was this person sitting there that I was supposed to interact with. They were supposed to be the child, and so I just stood up and just started walking around them and pretending like I'm running the knife over their neck and saying things like, "Ooh, you got some nice little back straps right there. I'll probably nick your kidneys a little bit, drown your lungs with your blood, but it looks like you'll be perfect for tonight."
Yo, I'm
And
fucking
at that
scared
point, I just
right
grabbed the knife
now.
and I just like grab him by his neck, go like that, and I just start hacking away, like doing like some little scream and whatnot. Like I don't know, maybe that's my inner serial killer. Perhaps we all have one.
It's true.
Okay, don't act like you don't. But he said you're not actually supposed to touch me. Okay, I was like, oh, I'm sorry.
Oh shit.
Like it sounded like they said something and whatnot. I kind of broke like, okay, scene. Did I get it? Did I get it? I was trying to be optimistic. I was like, oh god, I just touched him. I wasn't supposed to do that.
Oh no.
It, but they definitely kind of told me there that okay, you can't actually touch the guest and you can't say you're gonna kill children. I was like, okay, so I got it. Does this mean I got it? Yeah. They told me, oh yeah, you got it. I was like, everybody else there was like, we were following your lead after that, and I was like, okay. I have no idea what I'm doing, but okay.
That's so
Yeah.
cool.
I get embarrassed every time I tell that. It's mainly because I think of myself like, oh god, how must I look? Like, as I was running my hand like this, like it was supposed to be the knife, and I was like, oh god, I was touching him and everything. Oh Jesus, what was I thinking? I guess they saw I was willing to go above and beyond, and they can tell me, okay, rein it back in. Don't. make them not want to come back. But I was like, but that doesn't mean I did it right.
Good point.
Yeah.
Right, so
I got overexcited.
I had a small question because I want to go back to the anxiety comment because I
Mhm.
also myself have like anxiety and battle depression, but I think there's
Oh, yeah.
something I'm interested in your opinion on it. Does everybody that's creative and have like a passion for performing and enjoys that kind of thing have anxiety? Because I I do the podcast, but I was in plays in high school, and you
Yeah,
did the scare actress thing. Were you ever in plays? Like, there's a correlation between performers and anxiety, I
there
think, a
is.
million percent.
There is. I fully believe there is. I was in plays in middle school.
Sweet.
Um, and those were basically the same routine I went through. Like, I'm not gonna get a part, but I'll try. You know, there. I'm no mental health expert, but it does look that way. Every excuse me, every actor who I've seen interviewed and whatnot, or their biography, they battle with depression, anxiety, some form of mental health. But I've heard it so many times. It's like, this is quite obvious. Something that all actors or all people who are creative, not just acting, they're artists and everything. It's like they had that creative drive, but it's also these things that are also weighing them down. Like,
Yeah.
I do have depression. I got to take meds for it, because if I don't, I'm kind of just not even a whole person almost. I can't even bring myself to slide out of bed or even make the attempt to get out of bed. Um, it's like my mindset is basically life's not worth living. Pretty much. I
Yeah.
don't mean to go down such a dark path,
No,
but
no, it's okay because I've dealt
that's
with the
how.
same thing.
Yeah. And I remember thinking, if life is like this every day, just so bland and whatnot, what's the point of getting out of bed?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
try to hide behind humor a lot. So yeah. Um. Yeah.
No, I think it's
Basically.
interesting though because like I've dealt with a lot of the same things, but it's weird because I asked that question because when I'm like on camera or whenever I
Mhm.
was on stage or like I've done various different performing aspects and I'm continuing to venture back into ones that I left behind, I feel safe. Like it's weird, like it's a safe
Yeah.
space. But you get me at a party or a bar or something and I'm like anxious and like I don't like it and it's fucking weird, but I can get on the internet and act like an idiot or I can get on stage or I could do this and I'm fine. So it was
Yeah.
interesting to me when you said that because scare actress like that's like first of all the reenactment, the little bit of it you gave me was awesome. Second of all, like
Thank you.
that's heavy acting you're doing and it's like all night gig, I'm assuming.
It is. Yes. And a lot of people. It is. This amusement park had like a small downtown area, and that was one of the places where I was at. They wanted us to just walk around, be spooky and whatnot. And I'm walking around, like, there's a lot of teenagers down there, and I'm like just walking along, kind of being a scary witch. And I hear these teenagers up on the sidewalk say, "Oh, look at her, she's not scary." And I just stop, and I just turn, look at them, just deadpan my face, and then I just get on all fours and start crawling towards them and whatnot. Like, I'm out in public, I'm scared people will, like, just be myself. Like, I'm scared people will say, "Hey, can I talk to you for a second?" I'll like start running. Like, no, 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 you can't, no, you can't. But I'll keep my head down, and I'm like, okay, gotta go for my car into Walmart. I gotta prepare myself. Okay, okay, just keep the headphones in, ignore everybody. But I was scare acting, and I was thinking, I can approach people. I can approach strangers. It feels amazing. Um, I can, things that will usually scare me if I'm just being myself, being my anxious, overthinking, assuming the worst self, I think I look back like, who is that other person that I become when I put on the makeup and I put in the costume? It's like just like that. Just
It's a,
yeah,
a switch that you flip like
yeah.
instantly. That's how I am
Mm-hmm.
whenever I get on camera or something. It's like a lot of people like in my personal life, they're like, "Yo, like, why are you so hard on yourself? You do this and this and that." And it's like, I wonder if it's the same for you, where I can't explain it, but I could just turn it
Yeah,
on.
yeah, it's the exact same. When I was doing plays in middle school, um, people would see me looking at my lines and they're like, "You're in a play," and I'm just like, "Mm-hmm." Like, but you got to say things to be in a play. You got to act and whatnot. Because like in school, I was the quiet girl. They people would just assume um I'm that one person who might kill someone one day. Just because I just didn't feel like talking. I had my small group of friends who I would kind of hide in, and people would be like, "She just doesn't feel like it. Leave her
Yeah.
alone." And I'm over there just, I got a book or something, and I'm just like trying to hide. But they hear that I was in a play over the weekend, and they're like, "That's you? That we didn't even know you would go out to anywhere other than school and home and whatnot." So people are always shocked. Like, well, why don't you say anything now? I'm like, I don't, I don't know. Don't feel like it. I can never explain it.
Yeah, it's a hard thing to explain. I'm curious to know, in that scare actress thing, like, do you have a favorite scare? And also, was there ever a time where you like, do people fuck with you guys too? Like, people try to get a rise
Yes.
out of you? Oh my God, yeah,
Oh,
please do
oh my
tell.
God. Oh. Sometimes it's funny and sometimes people are just assholes. I'm sorry, can
Mhm.
I cuss on here?
Oh yeah, you can fuck shit cock. Yeah, you can curse. Yeah.
Thank fucking cunt. Yes. I forgot for a split second, like, wait, did I just cuss? Was I supposed to cuss? Is that fine? Well, thank fuck.
Oh no, curse
Um,
it up. Yeah.
okay, thank God. Um, okay, I will start with one. There's a lot of people who say you're not scary, and we get like one of those every night. It's always you're not scary. They walk by and like, oh, someone's gonna jump out right there, and someone does, and they're like, haha, I knew. And with people like that, you just can't. Well, what's the point of being in a haunted house, bitch? You
Yeah.
can't just break character and say, okay, these people caught us. We're not scary. Let's just shut down for the day. You're gonna get a lot of assholes. Okay.
Mhm.
And then there are the people who um they come into a haunted house and they say, okay, if anybody jumps out at me, I'm gonna kick their ass. And I'm like, what do you think a haunted house
Yeah.
is?
Why did
People
you
are gonna
come? Yeah.
ah why'd you pay money to come in here? But the worst is when they do, because they say you can't touch the actors. And of course, we have no cameras in there. People aren't, and people know it. So, um, there was this one on Halloween night. These little fucks. They were, I think, high schoolers came in, and once you get, they would go through, kind of come out, and then go through again, and then go through again, and then go through again. And every time, it doesn't matter how many times they go through, you got to do your same exact thing.
Yeah.
So these guys come in, and I remember I'm kind of at the front. They walk past me and whatnot. Then I gotta go through like a trap area, go to the other side, so they meet me on that end. And it gets to where I have to like guide them out, but I'm like guiding them to their death and whatnot. I turn around and one of them grabs my ass,
Uh,
and I immediately, ugh, it is fury and murderous rage I feel, but I do not want to break character. I do not want to be the person who shuts down everything and says, hey, kick them out,
yeah.
whatnot. I should have, but they go out and I'm like, okay, walk it off. I see them come through again, son of a bitch. And turns out when they go to the very back, they were kind of punching one of the others in the arm when they would go back there. And this person absolutely got fed up this time and was like grabbing them and like pushing them out and whatnot.
Oh
Oh, what
shit.
happened? I'm like, okay, I get touched inappropriately and I think to say nothing, and she gets punched and she breaks down the whole character and shuts everything down. I think that kind of says me like, I don't want to cause any scene and whatnot. But at that point, I'm like, okay, next time this happens, I'm definitely gonna cause a scene and whatnot. We ended up having to call security about these guys and ban them from the park in general because turns out they were there last year causing trouble and whatnot. Those are the more nights where you really think like it really does get to you.
Yeah.
Kind of the people who I'm like, if you, what's the point in coming in all of this if you're gonna be inappropriate, be an asshole, whatnot? It ticked me off. Okay.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't blame you. I think you guys should have like a one punch rule. Like if somebody does that to you, I think like you should be allowed like a knockout shot or a kick to the nuts. Like I feel like that's not fair that you guys can't get to retaliate though. But like you said, there's no cameras, so maybe your boss or somebody will be like, "How do I know if you're telling the truth?" But still, like getting your ass grabbed or getting groped, like especially like you're a woman, like whether you're scare actress or not, like nobody should be doing that. Like you guys should have like a scary dude like hidden next to you guys that could just fuck them up if that happens.
Oh, I wish. Be grand. We had an animatronic werewolf at like the very end. I feel like that would have done the trick, but God, that's where I was leading on pretty much.
Uh,
Um, those are like though kind of one night a year where that does happen. All the others, I feel like everything else is worth it. I did get kind of kicked in the face by this one. It was the same thing where I'm supposed to be crawling on the ground through the fog towards them, and I'm supposed to like get up and go, not leaving us so soon,
mm,
and just out of the fog and whatnot. And before I could even get up and do it, I hear one guy just shriek and he kicks me, and it kind of grazes me right here, back there, and I just remember, whoa, and I was kind of it didn't hurt at first. It was kind I was kind of stunned at first, so I get up and I'm just kind of like this. You're not leaving. Like you can flail all you want, it's not gonna happen. But it wasn't until like the end of the day where it was just pulsating horribly, and I could feel
ow.
it going up into my eye, and like right here, all right there was just kind of swollen and whatnot. And we had a thing going on like if you get shoved back, if you get like a person runs into you trying to run away, you get like an applaud as soon as you walk into like the back room and whatnot where you go to like sit down, take a break. And I was just
Sure.
walking in like, shut the fuck up. I don't want to hear it. I just want some ice, damn it. It was
Wait, so
they
did
all
you
applauded
scare
anyway.
did you scare him or he just like was scared in general and just kicked?
I think he was, I don't. I just think he was scared in general, but he was not expecting a person on the ground because
Yeah.
he was looking straight forward, trying to see through the fog. And I think he like just saw a glimpse of me and just freaked out. And so like I do look back on that now, and I'm like so prideful about it. Like yeah, I got kicked in the face, but it was so good. You should have heard him scream. It was priceless, and it was a man too. So I was like, hell yeah,
Yeah, no,
I
for
loved
sure.
it.
But
What's not what
oh no, go
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 ahead.
go. I'm interested.
I was gonna say the only thing that is hilarious but not so fun afterwards is when somebody pisses themselves.
Oh, you told me through Instagram. Yeah, please tell the story.
Oh god, what's I think it was I was helping out in like the haunted house. It was after I left the corn maze because the corn maze it hadn't rained in so long, so it was like dying, so it was not a maze anymore. And people could see the scare actors hiding in it, so they were like took me out of there and put me in the haunted house. And it was weird because it's like he went in with a full bladder having to pee and thought it's not going to be that scary, I'll just take a piss when I leave. But it clearly scared scared him, but he was letting out little bits of piss throughout the whole haunted house. And we were like, Jesus, dude. It was
Oh
like
my.
piss, piss, piss leading into my hallway, piss leading into the kitchen. What in the world? And he was walking around with his hand on his dick. I don't know how it works, like trying to grip it and like hold it and whatnot. We're like, dude, there are exits where you can leave early. You don't get to walk through the whole thing. Shit, just pissing all over the place.
You literally scared the piss out of him.
I think we all did. It was. I was trying not to laugh and what, because it was like afterwards when we all left and went to like the back where all of our clothes and stuff were, and I was like, was it just me, or was that guy like, did he spill a drink on himself? Because by the time he got to me, it was like all down one leg
Oh
and
no.
whatnot, and I was like, I was trying not to look, but I couldn't help it, so I was also trying not to get near him because like, oh god, what if that's piss? I was smart because it was piss. Oh god, it was, that has taken me back. Like I am not setting foot, like I'll like go into the corner over there and be scary over there, but no, he tracked piss all down this hallway, and I gotta get down on the ground sometimes. It's not happening. Jesus.
Is that your
It's,
favorite scare?
yes. Yes, because he got down the hallway and like I was like, is that piss? But then again, he saw me and he kind of backed up and again cupping his dick, and I'm like, this is a grown man, not a child, dude. You're gonna make me laugh because it was such a sight to see because all of his friends were putting him in front of them, and it clearly ruined it for them because they were laughing so hard. And I was like just coming up to him, like I'm at the end, and I kind of do a speed walk up front and just stop near him and kind of go around him sometimes. But like mid walk up there, I was like, oh Jesus, is that piss? And it was.
Oh
So I kind of didn't get as close to him. It all the friends were just pushing him forward. He was like, no, 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 no. He made sounds I thought a grown man would never make.
Have you ever got like
And
a small child really good? Have you ever like scared the shit out of a kid?
yes, oh God, yes. And I feel horrible about it
Oh,
sometimes. The parents bring their little kids through these things, and I'm like, God, do we not? We got to do it. We can't hold back because how are we
yeah.
supposed to know? It's not until we're there and we see them that we're like, oh shit, we got a kid.
Oh
But
no.
and I will go up to a kid who is already crying into their mother's stomach, and I just made it worse. And I'm like, I'll back off a little bit, not get that close to him, but it's already too late. The damage is done, and it's the child is clearly scarred for the rest of his life, and I helped in that scarring, and I gotta say, it's one of my proudest moments.
That's awesome.
Yep,
Oh my
yep.
god. I know like you got to go help family and stuff, and I actually have to do some Christmas shopping,
I
but
know he already just
I do have a few questions. Do you still do scare acting or no?
I had to leave the park because it kind of got too corporate.
Mm,
It's where they wanted to micromanage every little thing we do, which before
mm.
that it was like you got free range, go do your thing. Okay, just try to be as scary as you can and whatnot. They're like, and they kind of wanted to make it more family oriented, and it all felt just. I felt like it was just time to leave,
I got
and
that.
I'm on the lookout for other haunted houses, especially when Halloween comes around. But I kind of live in the middle of nowhere, and um that haunted house that I was at was about an hour and a half away. So it's killer on gas, definitely.
Mm.
But yeah, when the time comes around, I'm definitely gonna be keeping my ears open because I miss it so much.
It sounds like a fun
Making grown
job.
men making grown men piss themselves and grab their dicks like they're little boys again. I'm gonna cry.
Um, no, another question. I think this is a fun one. Favorite Batman movie, but you Animated counts. You could choose an animated one.
Counts. Okay. Oh my god, that is a tough one because the animated ones are so good.
Right?
But I do like the live action ones. But the mm, here's all the tough questions I knew were coming, and I never thought about it that way. Um, I'll give you. I do love the Dark Knight trilogy,
Me
mainly
too.
because Heath Ledger's Joker is my favorite live action Joker.
Me too.
Yeah, ugh, he was so good. Um, the animated. I didn't recently saw it. Last year I saw The Long Halloween,
So good.
and I know. Did you read the
It's my favorite
graphic?
Batman comic. Yeah.
I saw that. I'm like, they're turning this into a movie. Fuck yeah! But have you ever seen Batman Beyond: Return of the Joker?
Yes, I love that movie.
Did you see the uncut version?
When he gets shot.
Yes.
Yes, I have.
Yeah,
It's awesome.
I had that on DVD because you can barely find that anywhere online.
Yeah,
And
I
like so
think
many other
that
ones,
part on HBO Max they cut that out, right? They cut that scene out.
they cut it out on a lot of streaming platforms because it's supposed to be a kid show. They can't have that kind of stuff. But I remember watching it on YouTube like 14 years ago. I don't know. I think I was a freshman in high school. And I just remember thinking, like, this is so brutal. I love it. And I remember finding the DVD in Walmart and watching it. I'm like, this is not what? This is not how it happened. Like, the whole thing was like kind of cut and made into like more of a PG movie because the original one is PG-13, which is rare. But that for that scene alone with the Joker, Batman, and Tim Drake, um, that all just kind of warped me and showed me how much I love Mark Hamill's Joker,
Yeah,
how much I love Kevin Conroy's Batman because that's that whole scene, especially when the very end of that scene where he shoots him, it's just so intense and heavy. I love it so much.
it is. I
It
think
gives me chills right now thinking about it. Oh my god, I'm gonna have to watch it like after this.
right. I
But
was thinking about it as you were talking about it. I was like, I might watch it tonight.
it's like that one and Mask of Phantasm. I think
Yes,
that's another one where the Batman up against Joker and and you see how ruthless he can be and whatnot. I love it when they have it where they just get so down and gritty and just it shows how crazy he really is and it shows how far Batman will hold him back, but how far the Joker is willing to push him.
of
It's just
course.
so good. Also, Under the Red Hood.
Under the Red Hood's
That
my favorite.
yes, because the opening scene is just so brutal.
Yeah,
God, you hear the fucking crowbar connecting with him with Jason because he's like this is an animated show and we're seeing him getting beaten to death with a crowbar. It is so wicked. I love it.
my only problem with Under the Red Hood was I would have preferred if Mark Hamill and Kevin Conroy voiced Batman and the Joker. That's
Yes,
the only
yes.
problem I have with it.
Why can't they voice all of them throughout the animated movies?
I know.
Obviously, Kevin Conroy can't right now. You know, that's we got to keep going back to that. Yeah,
Yeah,
but I feel like just the deep experience of like, especially when in the end where it's Jason, Batman, and Joker and whatnot, and Joker's just kind of looking between them all like, oh, this is amazing, this is fun. Pretty much, he's loving this situation that he sees himself as starting and whatnot. Like he's corrupted Jason, or he's corrupted, that Robin that he does see now, and now he's trying to, let Robin kill him just to spite Batman and whatnot. It the whole thing is just so good.
yeah, that's a great one. My last question, which I think is a really cool one. Um, If you were to go back into scare acting and you could dress up as one horror character, who would you be?
Oh God.
I knew
I'm definitely gonna have to go.
I threw a hard
What
ball.
you did? There's so many. Um,
You
I'm
could give
probably
me
gonna
a
have to
top three.
go. Okay. It's weird because it's gonna be kind of all men that I would kind of do a gender bending thing on,
Oh, that's
kind of
fine.
because I feel like um I do I see it all as I would love to kind of be kind of a smaller female version of Pumpkinhead. I
Ooh,
feel like because I love creature features. I love monsters in movies. Those are kind of my favorite because I love it just to see a good monster.
yeah,
Um I blame Jaws for that because I do consider Jaws to be a monster movie
of course.
because that the size of that shark and the fact that it's hunting humans, it's not human and whatnot. So that's even though there are sharks out there, that 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 was a monster to me growing up. Even though I knew there were sharks are real, but in my head they don't get that big. They get that big, but and so but Pumpkinhead had to be the first monster I saw that I wasn't really scared of, but I was fascinated by because he's like a demon of vengeance,
Yeah,
and I just really liked it. It would just leave other people alone and go after the person who it was brought out to get. And that's kind of my way of thinking. Well, just don't do bad shit. Don't go running little boys over with your dirt bike. Be a good person for fuck's sake.
for
Pumpkinhead
real.
won't come and get you. But he's like he's probably my favorite monster. So I would love to just kind of do prosthetics, kind of do something with like puppetry, kind of. I I love that kind of thing. I'm not that crazy about CGI monsters.
Yeah, me
So
neither.
kind of do something where you're on stilts. You got like extra long
Ooh,
arms because you got some puppetry things going on. You got like an huge just you can go all out. You can do so much with that.
that'd be cool.
Yes, it would. Okay, so Pumpkinhead. Um, I know I'm gonna think later and think of what I was wanting to do. Probably another one's gonna be Sam from Trick or Treat.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Underrated
I
movie.
love. I know it was so good. I love it that they took his mask off and they show he is. It's not just a person underneath; it is a demon.
Yeah.
Again, another thing, a demon. So I love that. It was so cool. A lot of people are mad, like, oh, they shouldn't have taken the mask off. It should have been an illusion. They shouldn't have ruined it. But I hate it when the monster is like a fog or you never see the monster. You know, they
Yeah.
say we wanted to leave it up to the person's imagination. I don't want that. I want to see a fucking gnarly looking monster.
Yeah.
It because they look amazing, you know. Um, so definitely Sam, and I would want to do the actual makeup.
Sweet.
Yeah, the pumpkin, the another pumpkin head. Wow. The actual kind of take the mask off and you see all that
Yeah.
demonicness underneath. Yes. And my third, and this is probably pretty obvious, Art the Clown.
Oh my God, that would be so cool.
I took my niece trick-or-treating last year as a female version of Art the Clown. And I remember like doing the makeup at my house one day just to do a picture of it, and I sent it to my brother and I said, I'm going to take Amelia trick-or-treating just like done up like this. And he's calling, next thing I know he's calling me, and I'm like, oh, okay, he wants to talk about it. And as soon as I answered the phone, he was like, you are not coming into my house dressed like that. you can you can come here and do your makeup and do your thing up, but you're not walking in like that. And I'm like, oh, come on, I'll talk to her, she'll know it's me. And he's like, no, it's not going to happen. You will scare the hell out of her and she's not going to want to go anywhere with you.
Oh my God.
I was like, yeah, she'll know who I am. he made it clear he's not opening the door for me if I show up like that. But I had like a fake nose to put on and whatnot, and it was I had so much fun doing that makeup, and I scared so many people because the day before Halloween, we went to a little fall festival at like in their town, and I remember dressing up as Art and going as Art. I had like a little clown black and white dress, had a little hat, had like a little bald cap I put on and whatnot. And my niece loved it. She watched me put the makeup on, and she was so fascinated. Uh, she she's gonna be a little makeup artist, I believe, when she grows up, because she
That's
always
cool.
tells me if I walk in without makeup on, she was like, "Will you put makeup on?" I'm like, "Okay, yes, ma'am. I'm sorry." Um, but she asked me to put makeup on her. She wanted me to dress her up as a clown and whatnot.
Oh shit.
I want to dress her up as a little pale girl, but that's another story, you know.
I was gonna say you should dress her up as like the little girl from the new Terrifier.
Yeah, little pale girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna try. Uh, she definitely can't sit still putting a lot of makeup on because she's 5, so she's a little, she can't really, she doesn't really know the process that goes into putting on makeup. But I took her trick or treating. She was holding my hand the entire time, and people would act scared around me, and she would kind of pull me along towards these people and say, scare them," whatnot.
Yeah.
I just remember thinking, I'm so proud of you.
That's so
And
cool.
I would have people come up to me and say, people I don't even know, and this is at this little fall festival in downtown. It's in the middle of the day, and this guy came up to me and was like, "Can you come and scare my friend? She's afraid of clowns." And I was like,
Oh
"Okay."
my
And I just
God.
walked over with her, and she was like looking at her friend who brought me over, and I was like just being quiet and like honking my horn and like opening my arms up to hug her, and she was like backing away from me but looking at him like, "How could you do this to me?" And I'm just walking towards her, just trying to hug her and whatnot. And she just took off. It was the best. So Pumpkinhead, Sam, and Art the Clown, because
That's awesome.
I know those scare the hell out of people. I
Those are
definitely know Art the Clown would scare the hell out of people. So
Oh, for
yeah,
sure. Those are great choices. Jessica, you're so fun to talk to, and hope maybe I'll have you back on in the future. I do want to
yeah,
say
I had so much fun. I was nervous too. So
no, you did awesome. This was such a fun conversation. I want to say two things before I ask you to tell people where they can follow you. Um, One, I just want to say as a fellow sad boy, I'm not a girl, but I'm a fellow sad boy, anxiety person.
yeah,
I just want to let you know, like, you're awesome. Like, I feel like
thank
sometimes
you.
we need to like let other people know, like, like you're great. Like, I don't know exactly every single battle you fight, but thank you for being open about that, and like you're crushing it. And I hope you get back into scare acting and like whatever it is that makes you happy to do, like go for it, coming from another person that deals with that. And I get scared to do my own show. Like, but I just wanted to say
Thank you.
that to you.
Thank you so much, and you're killing it. I love your podcast.
Thank you.
I'm downloading episodes because I got long drives sometimes, and I'm just listening to them on the drive and whatnot. So I, yeah, I look forward to your podcast. I look forward to your episodes coming out.
Thank
You're
you
killing it
so much.
too.
Thank you. If the people want to follow you on Instagram, before you answer if you want to give your username or not, if she gives her username, guys, don't be weird. Because I know dudes could be weird on the internet. But if they would like to follow you and check out your cosplay and all that stuff, where could they follow you?
They can follow me on Instagram under fiction_junkie. I feel like that describes me very well and whatnot. My first name is Jessica. I keep my last name off because I don't want my family members to find me,
Yeah.
because they're, oh god, they're the reason I don't put my last name on things.
Yeah, me neither. I don't put my last name on the internet either. Fuck that.
Uh, it gets weird. Like, why are you dressing like that? What is with this place you're at? Why do you listen to that kind of music? I'm like, for fuck's sake, it
Yeah,
can be
fuck
a pain.
Yeah, people are pains in the asses. But thank you so much, Jessica. Guys, you know the drill. If you want to leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, subscribe to us on YouTube, Asylum TV. There will be new videos coming soon. I'm probably actually I normally don't do this a lot, but I think I'm gonna upload this one to YouTube for sure. We
I
have
put on
limited
makeup because I thought you would.
we have limited episodes on YouTube, but I think I'm gonna put this one on YouTube. Hopefully we have more guest interviews coming soon. And for everybody asking, yes, there will be another Dare Pong. We're taking our time, but there will be another Dare Pong.
Yes. Yes.
See, I know people get excited about that. Yeah, there will be 2 more Dare Pongs in the next month. Take care of yourselves, guys. Thank you. Take care of yourselves, guys. Take care of each other. Peace, love, and hugs. Peace.